So in the film Future by Design, he goes over his illustrious history with inventions. And you gotta check this. It's like these draconian instruments of torture that he calls surgical tools. That were like these just twisted coils of metal or sharp, jagged objects. And this is supposed to go around the bone so you could twist it and use it to, aim the fucking triangle into the fucking spleen or whatever. And then he mentions how, okay, so we use tube lighting with a mirror behind it because we're dumb. What we should do is we should electrify a mirror. We should send electricity through a mirror and have phosphorus in that mirror so that the whole entire mirror will glow. So we'll just have a big mirror above the surgery table or in your living room or whatever. A big glowing mirror, I'd love to see that thing discharge and explode in your face when you're freaking checking your hair or something. But I mean, just that idea, dude. How many people do you think want to replace a mirror every single time it goes out? And it just gives you an idea of how ridiculously impractical this guy is. And another invention, he gets commissioned by this film, I guess, theater owner guy. The guy asks him if he could create a three-dimensional cinematic experience. And he says, "Oh yes, if it's a physical phenomenon, I think I could come up with something." And then so he totters off and he does whatever, tells us that he can't disclose the details as to how it works. He's 90. And he can't tell us, he can't just give up his genius ideas, leave a legacy behind and explain how his little 3D imaging thing works. I don't know how it works, it's not really that hard. Anyway, so the guy shows the theater guy how his 3D thing works. The guy sits in the room and he gets a 3D experience, right? But when you move your head to side, it gets all weird. It doesn't really work. Move it forward, backward, it doesn't really work. So the guy says, "Hey, if you can make it so that you don't have to sit with your head exactly the same position, then maybe we got something going on here." So, quote, "That idea died." And that's what he gives us as this illustrious, inventor of him. That's the way he treats things, If it isn't his way, if someone else has a different standard or expectation, that idea died. It's in the movie, something else that really, really bugged me. This guy had the opportunity to meet Einstein. How many people have the opportunity to meet Einstein, and benefit from this? Seriously, it's besides Newton, who else is known as a scientific genius but Einstein? And he has a chance to have a conversation with this guy, and instead of listening to Einstein, he sells him on his worldview and how everything is, subject to conditioning and tries to get him into his bullshit. And then Einstein goes out in the backyard, picks up a little swamp water, puts it under a slide, shows it to him under a microscope, and says, "Look, everything is in constant competition with everything else. Big macrophages eat small macrophages. Big fishes eat small fishes. It's all in harmony, but in harmony through natural competition. Call it the free market or whatever." But apparently, according to this Fresco guy, Einstein just didn't get it. He didn't have enough time to explain, to enlighten Einstein. And that's what happens to you when you just when you're so full of shit that you won't even take advice from Einstein.
And then disagree with him.
Einstein disagreed with him.
Even if he disagreed with Einstein, just listen to him.
Just give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. He's Einstein. Maybe he has some wisdom. Maybe he has some credibility. He's Einstein. But no, apparently Einstein just can't be saved. Fresco can't save them all, apparently. Buckminster Fuller is another example. So I guess he's saying that when he was a little kid in school, he did something and his teacher said, "Hey, you want to meet Buckminster Fuller, the guy that created that gigantic geometrical ball thing that Mickey Mouse stands on top of, I guess?" So he meets a guy, and he explains his social BS, how we need to create a system where everyone just works and everyone shares in the corporate conditioning. Everyone gets whatever they work for. No one owns anything. And Buckminster Fuller tells them, "What are you? Some kind of a social planner?" And then he gives them the little warning that as hard as it is to sell a product as an inventor, you're gonna have a much worse, tough time trying to sell the planet one worldview, So yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't have gotten to Buckminster Fuller actually, because I didn't really.
Buckminster Fuller.
Yeah, okay, we give Tommy the seat.
All right.